First of all, I would like to thank you guys for 60,000 subscribers. Whether you've been along the way for Rainbow Six, Red Dead or Hunt Showdown, I appreciate you being here on my channel and I have much love and respect for you. You guys wanted another one of these Red Dead videos, but you also wanted an ability card video. So I'm going to do a crossover and do both at the same time for you. In this episode, I will comment about what ability cards and loadouts and tactics I use for self-defense in Red Dead's free roam. I spawn in, get shot, sure, why not. First thing I noticed is that it's a posse of 3 against me, so I instantly load in some custom ammunition to even things out a bit when they get too close. I also noticed that they're using sniper rifles, so I have to be really careful here with how I choose to peek them. I usually use slippery bastard builds when I was playing on console, but now on PC fights, you can say pretty fast if people are using a mouse or a controller. So as a controller player who prefers to free aim, Painted Black is a card I use pretty often nowadays. When I know they're using controller and auto aim, I switch to Slippery Bastard to heavy counter them. The cards I use for PvP are almost the same at all times, simply because my main weapon of use is the Carcano rifle with the short scope. I will get through the details throughout the gameplay. I've been using this combination of cards ever since 2019 and it's been working just great. Until we get some new ability cards in the game, I will probably just stick to these. Sharpshooter, which gives you both damage and defensive buff. Landon's Patience, which I think is the best damage card in the game. And Unblinking Eye, so I don't have to take Deadeye tonics as frequently. And for Deadeye, like I mentioned, I only use and switch between Slippery Bastard and Painted Black, depending on the opponent's playstyle and ability cards. I don't like to use other Deadeye cards for PvP as I don't find them effective. Slow and Steady might make you survive against bullets, but you will also be a sitting duck. In a game where everyone strafe and move around in such crazy speeds, standing slow and still is a very bad idea, especially since we have such a strong aim assist on the fast firing rifles like the Carcano. Not to mention all the custom ammunition like the explosive or incendiary that they could use on you. Once you're knocked on the ground, it's game over. I said the Landon's Patience is the best damage card in the game, but I suppose it won't be the best for all playstyles. There are a lot of misconceptions about this card and I would like to clear them out. According to the wording from Rockstar, technically this card should give you the most damage output between all of the ability cards. You read the description for any level 3 damage card, it says when this or that you will do much more damage to enemies. When you read the description for a level 3 Landon's Patience, it says that after 15 seconds between shots you will do significantly more damage. Just pay attention to the wording here. So people, for some reason, think that just because it says the damage applies 15 seconds after the shot, that means that you get no damage buff on your first shot, or if you only wait 10 seconds instead of 15. That is totally wrong. Not only the damage buff is working on your first shot, but it also gives you a damage boost even if you don't wait 15 seconds. Sure, you won't get the max damage buff if you only wait 5 seconds for example, but you will still get some boost out of it. On top of all, these 15 seconds also work when you swap between weapons. So, why did I say it's the best damage card for certain playstyles? If you're a long time viewer, I'm sure by now that you've adapted some of the strategies that I use in free roam PvP. I'm talking about mainly running a shotgun and a sniper rifle. This card works very well with slower firing weapons, and having that crazy damage buff combined with a sharpshooter will almost always give you a one-shot kill on your first shot. That is of course in case you land your first shot, but even if you miss, you will still get some kind of good damage output from these two cards, and you will still often get a 1 or 2 shot kill on your opponent with your trusty sniper rifle. Or in case if your target is close by, the first shot from your shotgun will be very easy to land and very devastating. You see me doing a lot of corner peeking. I look at the enemy before they can even see me. I activate my Painted Black Deadeye card and paint my enemy in the head. I get off from the corner and fire before they even have time to react. In certain cases, you can also position yourself in a way that the enemy won't even see you. They will get shot in the face while they're looking at the corner of the wall. This is probably one of the most effective tactics that I like to use with Painted Black. So next up, Defensive mode. If you don't attack other players first, turn it on as it will give you about 30% extra damage protection. You can't get one shot anymore unless they use custom ammunition on you. In this case, I see these guys try to outnumber me by double and triple peeking me using sniper rifles. I turn on defensive mode and take a tonic. I pretty much become a moving tank. With a level 2 or 3 tonic on top of defensive mode, their sniper rifles are pretty much useless unless they close the gap and try to use explosive and incendiary ammunition to knock me down on the ground. People like to cry about defensive mode, but honestly, if you can't accept it being part of the game, you either avoid attacking other players or move on to a different game. Crying about it or not, it will still remain in the game. Now, the game will kick you out of defensive mode if it thinks you're getting too aggressive with it. And also, there are many ways for people to kick you out of it. You have to only look at defensive mode as a backup plan. You can't fully rely on it, since it's only meant to give you a limited protection to defend yourself with. So consider the defensive mode strategy, mostly when you are outnumbered, to even the odds. Ammunition. I almost never use regular rounds except for shotties. I only use custom ammunition, expressed on the Carcano rifle because it has no damage drop off and has the most damage output. On my Browning semi-automatic shotgun, I use the normal buckshot shells, incendiary buckshot, or sometimes explosive slugs. And I mostly use the express ammunition on the revolvers and pistols. Nowadays, I don't play Red Dead as often anymore, so I always have plenty of explosive ammunition in my satchel or at the post office, usually from Twitch Prime benefits or outlaw passes, so I can be very generous with using them to exterminate some weirdos in free roam. But if you play the game often and run into fights a lot, I think explosive bullets are a waste of time. You use them, you run out, then you have to go and shoot ducks to be able to craft more bullets. It's just boring and unfun. On the other hand, incendiary buckshots are very easy to obtain, as you can find moonshine in free roam to loot, and you can also buy it from the fence so you can craft your incendiary buckshots. All you need is one incendiary shell to knock people on the ground. You then switch to your dual wield sidearms or your rifle to finish them off while they are on the ground. Earlier I mentioned that my weapon of choice is the Carcano rifle with the short scope. You don't need the medium or long scope. You do not need to see what your enemy has eaten for lunch. Even at max distance, all you need to see is a red name label above them and to just shoot underneath it. But it truly shines in closer range fights, like in towns for example. The short scope doesn't feel as clunky and it feels way more smoother on both controller and mouse. Another tactic that I wanted to showcase in this video is for when people shoot you once and then hide in a shop to try to annoy you. Once you get on your horse, for a split second, all players turn visible for you, even when they are in the so-called safe zone. You can do this in two different ways. Go near them, throw dynamites at them, and then get on your horse after a very short while. You have to time the explosion and that split second visibility that I told you about perfectly. You can perhaps practice this with your friend to be good at it. Or like in the video, you can go kind of far away, fire a dynamite arrow and instantly get on your horse. Boom, your annoying hit and hide griefer is exterminated. Most of these guys will leave the session after doing this to them, but some will stay and will know that they cannot hide like that anymore. I showcased some of my gameplay and some effective tactics for you guys to protect yourself in free roam. Sadly, when we don't have fresh content in the game, I have a hard time getting on it to make some content. I just have way too many hours in the game to play it every day. I'm really looking forward to the next big role in the game and not only expansions. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. I don't need express rounds to get these one-shot kills. if you want to try playing it at some point. Rocket League? I don't know, dude. That's a fun game. Ghetto Gangster, Jesus. Oh, what? Oh my god.